Hello dear students of 12th class. Your unit is P block elements, and in this very unit today's topic is allotropic forms of phosphorus. Now phosphorus is an element in group number 15. The second element in nitrogen family, first being nitrogen and second being phosphorus. This phosphorus has atomic number of 15, electronic configuration of 285, 5 valence electrons. The phosphorus is a reactive non-metal. It is not a metal, it is purely a non-metal, but a very reactive non-metal. Then phosphorus is mostly found in combined state due to the simple reason that it is very reactive. So it is always found in combined state in various minerals known as phosphate minerals. We don't find it in free state, and the reason being very simple, that it is a very reactive non-metal. Now let me go directly to its allotropic forms. Phosphorus has 5 allotropic forms. 5 allotropic forms. Now what are allotropic forms? Allotropic forms are forms of the same element having same chemical constitution. For example, if we take carbon into consideration, carbon, you know, it exists as graphite, as diamond, as Buckminster fullerene. Now what is difference between these? Chemically they are same, that is all of them contain carbon. But when we come to their physical properties, they differ a lot. So allotropic forms means these are the forms of same element having same chemical constitution, having same chemical composition, having same chemical makeup, but they differ in physical properties like color, transparency, then their melting points, boiling points, and so many other properties. Now as far as phosphorus is concerned, it has 5 allotropic forms. These forms are white phosphorus, then we have black phosphorus, then red phosphorus, violet phosphorus, and finally we have scarlet phosphorus. These are 5 allotropic forms of carbon. Out of these 5 allotropic forms, these 3, that is first 3, they are abundant in nature, whereas violet and scarlet, they are not as abundant as these 3, and we know very less about these 2 allotropic forms. So today we will be discussing the first 3, the main allotropic forms of phosphorus, that is white phosphorus, black phosphorus, and red phosphorus. So let me come to first one, and first one is the white phosphorus. White phosphorus. This phosphorus is obtained by this reaction. See the reaction. This is calcium phosphate. As I just told you that phosphorus is mostly found in phosphate mineral. This is a mineral of calcium having phosphorus. We react it with sand, that is silicon dioxide, and as a result we get calcium silicate, 6 times calcium silicate plus phosphorus pentoxide. This is phosphorus pentoxide. Now this phosphorus pentoxide is taken and it is reduced with carbon, that is coke, at a temperature of 1775 kelvins, when this phosphorus pentoxide turns into white phosphorus, that is P4. This P4 is white phosphorus. This is how we get white phosphorus. Now, as far as its structure is concerned, white phosphorus has P4 units. That is, each unit of white phosphorus has 4 phosphorus atoms, and they are at the 4 corners of a regular tetrahedron like this. Now see, this is the structure of white phosphorus. This is a regular tetrahedron, and 1 phosphorus atom is at each corner of this regular tetrahedron. So this is how the structure of this white phosphorus goes, and each this angle, that is this PPP angle PPP, it is equal to 60 degree. So this is the structure of white phosphorus. Now coming to its properties, we will discuss the properties in brief. As far as white phosphorus is concerned, it is transparent, rather translucent in nature. Translucent in nature. Its color is white, as the name suggests. Then it is waxy solid. Then its melting point is 317 kelvins, and its boiling point is 553 kelvins. Coming to its solubility, it is insoluble in water. It does not dissolve. Insoluble in water, but soluble in benzene and alcohols like ethyl alcohol, etc. Then it is poisonous in nature. Its vapors poisonous in nature. If its vapors are inhaled, it can prove fatal. It can cause death. So it is very poisonous in nature. Then when it is kept in dark, it has some luster. It shines, and due to that, this property is known as chemiluminescence. Chemiluminescence. This property means when a substance kept in dark shines, then that property is known as chemiluminescence. So this, that is your white phosphorus, it has this property. Then at a temperature of 1070 Kelvin, P4, that is white phosphorus, it breaks into P2 units like this at a temperature of 1070 kelvins. It can react with metals like sodium. For example, this is sodium. It can combine with white phosphorus, and when it combines with white phosphorus, it can form the phosphate salt. For example, this is sodium phosphate. Phosphide rather. This is sodium phosphide. This is a sodium phosphide. So it is reaction with metal. It can react with other metals also. Then it is highly reactive in nature. Please remember, white phosphorus is highly reactive. The most reactive in these 3 allotropic forms of phosphorus. Then it has a reducing property. It reduces sulfuric acid to sulfur dioxide. Then it can combine with halogens forming like this. This is a white phosphorus. It can combine with halogens like chlorine forming phosphorus trichloride, and sometimes it can form phosphorus pentachloride. So these are some properties of white phosphorus, that is the first allotropic form of phosphorus. Then coming to second allotropic form of phosphorus, it is red phosphorus. Red phosphorus. Now first let us know how it can be obtained. It can be obtained by heating white phosphorus. We take white phosphorus, this is white phosphorus, that is P4 in solid state. What we do, we heat it, and when we heat it at a temperature of 573 Kelvin, it gets converted into P4, but this is red phosphorus now, while as this is white. So white phosphorus can be changed into red phosphorus by heating it at a temperature of 573 kelvins. Then this phosphorus, that is red phosphorus, it has P4 units. It is polymeric in nature. That means it has so many P4 units, and as far as its structure is concerned, it is more or less like the first one, that is white phosphorus, but it has so many P4 units. That is like this. Its structure is like this. Now see, this is a one P4 unit, then it can be connected to another P4 unit like this. So many P4 units are linked to each other, forming a mega P4 structure, polymeric structure known as red phosphorus. So now coming to its properties. So far as its properties are concerned, it is hard crystalline solid. This is red phosphorus for you. Red phosphorus is hard and crystalline in nature. As far its color is concerned, it is red, but it has a gray luster, so it shines. This is another property of the red phosphorus. Then as far as its its solubility is concerned, it is insoluble in water, and its ignition temperature is 543 kelvins. This is its ignition temperature. That is, at this temperature it catches fire. It is the minimum temperature at which red phosphorus begins to burn. This is its ignition temperature, 543 kelvins. Then another property, it is less reactive. While as the first allotropic form, that is white, that was more reactive as compared to this one. Then coming to its reactivity with oxygen. With oxygen, red phosphorus can combine to form phosphorus pentoxide. This is with oxygen, so it burns in oxygen to form phosphorus pentoxide. Then it can combine with chlorine, with sulfur, with sodium, that is alkali metals, forming corresponding salts. For example, with chlorine, it can combine like this: phosphorus plus chlorine, it can form phosphorus chloride. 4 thrice and it can combine with sulfur also, forming, if it combines with sulfur, it forms P2S3, that is phosphorus sulfide. It is again a salt. So these are some properties of red phosphorus. Now coming to the third allotropic form of phosphorus, that is black phosphorus. Black phosphorus. Black phosphorus can be prepared by heating red phosphorus. So we take red phosphorus, we heat it in a sealed tube at a temperature of 803 Kelvin. Sealed tube. So when red phosphorus is heated at this temperature in a sealed tube, we get black phosphorus. It can also be prepared from white phosphorus. If white phosphorus is taken and heated at a temperature of 473 Kelvin and under a very high pressure of 4000 to 12,000 atmosphere. This is a very high pressure. Under these conditions, if white phosphorus is heated at this temperature, it turns into black phosphorus. This is how black phosphorus can be prepared. Now, coming to its properties. As far as its color is concerned, its color is black, as the name suggests that it is black in color. Then coming to another property, its melting point is 860 Kelvin. This is its melting point. Coming to its another property, that is specific gravity. Its specific gravity is 2.69. 2.69 is the specific gravity of black phosphorus. As far as its thermal and electrical conductivity, whether current can pass through it or heat can pass through it, it is a moderate conductor in that case. Moderate conductor of heat and electricity. Heat and electricity. It does not burn. It doesn't burn. It does not burn up to 673 Kelvin. So up to this temperature, black phosphorus does not burn at all. Then coming to its existence, it exists in three crystalline forms. It has three crystalline forms and one amorphous form. So we can have black phosphorus in crystalline as well as amorphous form. Three crystalline forms and one amorphous form. So these are some of the properties and characteristics of black phosphorus, and that is all for today in this very topic, in this very unit. Thank you very much.